Greetings. Knowledge plus action is power. What kind of knowledge am I speaking of? Well, I'm speaking about self-knowledge. Knowing more about who you are, why you are here, where you really come from, and where you are going. All of that can be seen as the unknown. And many people are afraid of the unknown. That is why they remain one-track minded instead of being open-minded. Because only when you become open-minded that you would realize that you're here searching for yourself. And the moment you realize that you're here searching for yourself, the search is over. Because you will no longer look on the outside for a Lord, or a Savior, or a Redeemer, or some master. Because only a slave needs a master. You are the master of your destiny. Why? Because it is your own thoughts that creates your reality. It is your own thoughts that display your personality. So, as you sow, so shall you reap. And that is why it's very, very, very important that you cultivate as much self-knowledge as possible. Because that will enable you to love yourself more, to believe in yourself more, and to embrace yourself more. And when you start to vibrate under the energy of love, starting with loving thyself and knowing thyself, so many things will be open to you that you'll be able to see the world from a different angle. You'll understand humans' relation from a different angle. Then you start to question the status quo. In other words, you start to question the things that you were taught as a child. And what you grew up and you see society hold to and believe and practice daily. You start to question those things. When you stop looking outwardly and you start to look inwardly. But all of that would mean nothing if you do not apply action. And that is where self-discipline comes into play. And self-mastery comes into play. The hardest thing for men to do is to find a quiet place and a quiet time to be alone, to practice, to exercise his mind. In other words, to think. The hardest thing is to get people to think. Most people are not willing to think because they allow themselves to just go along with the program. When you realize that from a child, we were programmed to think a certain way, to believe a certain way, to act a certain way, and to have a certain concept of ourselves in a certain way. When you understand that and you start to break that program, you start to get rid of that paradigm and you start to experience a shift. Then you will understand that that shift would let you know that you're supposed to be a doer and not just a hearer. It will teach you that you are the director, you are the producer, and you are still the star in your own movie. And you have to choose the script that you want and live in the present tense, live in the now. Live as though it has already happened. Don't wish for it to happen. Live as if it already happened. That's the difference. Most people live their life wishing for things to happen. instead of they go in to what we refer to as the future, because there's only now. Okay, so you go into that place, and like a motion picture, like you're looking at a motion picture, you're looking at a movie, just that it is you displaying the different scenes of the movie that you would like to experience as your reality. So in the movie, you can play the part of a bartender. You can play the part of a boss. You can play the part of an employee. You can play the part of an employer. As a matter of fact, you can play the part of the director. Everything is in your hands. And the moment you realize that you possess that power and you remain faithful to practicing the lifestyle of daily meditation, daily affirmation, daily calming your mind down, daily finding a quiet place to be, and you practice mindful thinking, you become the policeman of your thoughts. You monitor them and you accept them, whether positive or destructive thoughts. You understand balance. You understand that you can do with one or the other, because there is a law of opposite, and you live with that understanding. But you lean more towards the more uplifting thoughts. You give them more of your attention, because why? You're operating from a place of love. So my brothers and my sisters, once you get the right kind of knowledge and you become a doer, you take action, I am telling you, that will be the end of the conversation, because you will definitely experience the manifestation. You get the result in your life. So those are just the things that you really need to do to really live the best version of your life on this planet. You have to claim your power, but you can't claim your power if you're not act in your power. And you can't act in your power if you don't get knowledge of who you are. So it is getting knowledge of who you are. Use the knowledge, okay, by applying them in your life. And then experience the power by seeing the fulfillment of your every desire. So with that being said, my brother, my sister, I can go on and on and on. But I want to thank you very much for listening to me. I want to say to you, if what I'm saying, if it makes sense to you, if it really resonates with you, and you want to practice these rituals that I mentioned, you want to practice them daily in your life, especially first thing in the morning when you wake up and last thing at night before you go to bed, and make them a part of your lifestyle. If you like to do that, you can comment. Also, you can like or you can share this video. Also, if you like to follow me on Instagram, you like to follow me on TikTok, you can definitely follow me at Black Mat Guru. And if you like to do a one-on-one with me so we can go deeper down the rabbit hole, okay, you can definitely book a one-on-one with me on an app called Faithia, or you can just book a one-on-one with me and we can decide to speak on whatever platform, whether is it on WhatsApp, okay, Zoom, whatever. Okay, we can have a great time together and grow together. Okay. Also, if you haven't read any of my books, they are all available at the link down below in my description. Okay, they are all available on Amazon. You have about 10 or more books available to you, plus journal. Okay, gratitude journals that you can journal your life. So, my last encouragement to you is to always make sure that you follow your intuition. Let your intuition lead you and guide you into what to do. So if your intuition is leading you to become a part of my Patreon community, you can do so also. And I have a course there for people donating $20 or more. It's called the Inner Sun Science and Technology to Create Your Reality Consciousness. And along with that is a bonus course on self-concept. So let me just end with my encouragement to you to always follow your intuition to lead you and guide you into what to do. So with that being said, my brothers and my sisters, I just want to say peace. Love you all. I'm out.